Welcome everyone. So far we have studied about force, we have studied about balanced and imbalanced force in this chapter, and now we will study about laws of motion. Okay. So in 17th century, Isaac Newton, which I believe most of the students have heard of, has given three laws of motion, and they came to known as Newton's law of motion. So in this video lecture, we will study about the first Newton's law of motion. Alright, so if I want to go with the definition says an object at rest stays at rest and an object in motion stays in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon by unbalanced force. Okay, so it's I think it's a little complicated the way it is stated, but we can easily understand. What couple of things which is kind of key here is the object at rest stays at rest. Object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by unbalanced force. Okay. So if an object doesn't have an unbalanced force, and we talked about in the previous lecture that unbalanced force means the resultant force is zero. So the resultant force on an object is not zero, then it is an unbalanced force. So as long as this is not true, if the object doesn't have a resultant force, then this law, what it's saying, is applicable, right? So let's write something more here to understand this better. So what it is saying is, if the forces are balanced, okay, and that is important, if the forces are balanced, so the object is under balanced force, we can take it two branches here. The first one is saying that an object at rest will stay in rest. Okay. An object in motion, okay, object in motion will stay in motion. Okay. So what it is telling me is whatever the object is doing, it will keep on doing that unless there is an external force. Okay. So in simple words, I can say an object keep on doing what they are doing. Okay. So let's see some more examples here from our daily life. Let's say if a person is here and this ball is resting on the ground. Okay. So we all know unless we kick this ball or do something with it, this ball will not move. So object at rest, which this ball is initially, will stay at rest. Okay. Now let's say this person kicked the ball. Okay. Now this ball is moving. Now it is here. After some time it is here. Now the Newton's first law is telling us that object in motion, which this ball would be, will be in motion unless there is external force. So what it's telling me is that if there is no other external force after I kick the ball, that this ball will keep on rolling. Okay. And which is not true, we know, because whenever in the football field we kick a ball, after some time it stops. And that's because there is some force acting on that ball. It's from the air, it's from the ground, friction force, all that forces are acting on it. But if there is no force in Newton's first law, if you go in that mindset, and if we say there is no resultant force on the ball, then the ball will keep on going. Similarly here, this person is riding the bike, right? Let's say he put some force and to make the bike move forward. Now, like as per the Newton's first law, if there is no other external force, this person should keep on rolling. Keep on riding, right? Because the object in motion will be in motion unless acted upon by unbalanced force. That term is important. So as long as there is no other external force, this person should not have to ride, like put more force than initially to ride this bike or move forward. But that is not true. We know that, like in the real world, you have other forces which is pushing this biker backward. Okay, so but in the condition when that is not true, when the unbalanced force is 0 or there is no unbalanced force, then this person doesn't have to keep on riding the bike. It will move on its own, okay, after the first pedal he put in. So again, remember this definition going back here. Force, if the forces are balanced on an object, the object at rest will stay at rest, an object in motion will stay in motion. Okay, now one thing you might have noticed here, I have said the word Newton's first law. It is also known as law of inertia. Okay, now that is something new, I think, in our lecture. I don't think we have ever talked about inertia. So in the next few minutes we will understand what inertia is.